Okay, hello everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another book review. What if the past got blurrier the longer you thought about it, and the future felt more real than yesterday? So today I'm reviewing Bae Suah's Time in Grey from Asia Publishers and translated by Chung-hwa and Andrew James Keast. It's a three-part experimental short story where an essay on time, memory, and guilt frames a story of old infatuation and then an almost future situation. I'll keep it a sort of spoiler. Well, there might be some spoilers, and I'll be honest about what I thought of this one. It wasn't this one kind of dissolved into mist. Really, it didn't really come together for me. Anyway, hello, I'm Barry. This is Seoul Book Club. Thanks for watching another review. So yes, I'm reviewing Time in Grey. The Korean title was Hwesek, and it's by Bae Suah, and it was published as part of the Asia Publishers Modern Korean Literature series in 2017. And like I said, it was translated by Chung-hwa and Andrew James Keast, who they've translated several books together. Several short stories. They translated Park Song-won's excellent short story collection, What Makes a City, which I think I've reviewed already on the channel. And I've got a couple more of their translations lined up for the next that I'll do within the next few days. But anyway, Bae Suah actually made her debut back in 1993, and since then has been a prolific writer of novels and short stories. And some of her notable works include Recitation and Untold Night and Day. And Bae Suah has a very loyal fan base, and there's a lot of people are passionate about her work. A lot of Korean readers and a lot of English language readers are passionate about her works that she has in translation. And she actually has several novels available in translation, and I've read 3 or 4 of them, and I realized I haven't actually reviewed anything by her on the channel, and so it's a good time to rectify this because she is a very distinctive writer with a unique approach, and who is celebrated for her unconventional style of writing. And actually, Bae Suah did visit the. I used to do these sort of literature events, and I've got some photographs from the event where she was the guest. But I didn't record that one, so it's not on the channel, I'm afraid. So unfortunately, that one's lost to time. So anyway, what do I mean by unconventional? Do we see this unconventional approach in Time in Grey? And this is the edition there, Time in Grey. And so yes, we do see this unconventional approach. So Time in Grey is split into 3 sections. The first section is an essay, kind of essay, and that frames the short story that you find in the second and third sections. So in this first section, Bae is reflecting on time, on memories, and our dreams and our fantasies about the future. And she writes that we have this blending of future expectations with memories of past events, and that the relationship between future and past is always and inevitably interconnected in our minds. She says that our memories of past events are, quote, hints, perhaps, of someday in the future, drawn by our own thoughts, our own unconscious wishes. And then she goes on to say that perhaps the past is more unknowable than the future. And Bae seems to echo what L.P. Hartley famously said. So the past is a foreign country. They do things differently there. Bae Suah says here, as time goes by, the scenes of the past become more foreign and more dubious. And those impending events will feel closer and also more approachable, bringing with them profound stories not obscure to us. So for Bae, the past becomes this gray space, or we view the past through shades of gray, but the future is more real, it's more tangible. And then the essay jumps to the story of a vegetarian, and this vegetarian is filled with guilt over their past meat consumption. And this anecdote, this meat eating anecdote, is used to highlight what Bae sees as the central role of guilt in bringing past memories randomly into our minds and our present consciousness. and then explains that it's these random occurrences when the past memory intrudes into our present consciousness, and it's this what influences our future. So it's quite dense, actually, and it's occasionally a little tricky to follow, and perhaps I haven't explained or unpacked it correctly. But nevertheless, it's an intriguing concept, and of course, this idea of sort of memories. Influencing our future, and how do we hold on to memories, and what do memories mean for us, is obviously quite a common subject for literary investigation. So anyway, how does the story in the next section of the book relate to this theory of memories, guilt, and future dreams? So the second section is more of a typical short story about someone's past, present, and future dreams. So the narrator, who I wasn't certain if the narrator was male or female. I had assumed female, but then I saw other reviewers who seem to have assumed that the narrator is male. So I'm still not 100% sure. But the narrator of the story tells us they were infatuated with a young woman called Sumi 20 years ago. And this unnamed narrator loved Sumi from a distance and dreamed of being with Sumi, being together with Sumi. However, Sumi had a boyfriend at the time, and our narrator was far too reticent to declare their feelings. And then in the present of the story, the narrator unexpectedly bumps into Sumi again. So they're both obviously much older. They've changed quite significantly. And Sumi reveals that she knew how the narrator felt about her all those years ago, but didn't act on it either. Through this, the narrator realizes how insubstantial and meaningless her past memories of Sumi are. The narrator says, yes, that is what the true feelings of a human being are, mere rumors. And for the sake of mere rumors, truth is not necessary. Were I to make some explanation in order to justify myself, it would become just another piece of the great rumor that makes up all of reality, vanishing immediately into that place where it could never be apprehended. And then finally, there is a third section, possibly set in the imagined future, where the narrator's vegetarian friend, and Sumi are together, and they're about to have a meal together. And here the narrator ponders that what we feel floating in our memory now are phantoms, or our expressions remember ourselves, and shadows remember us as we do in the present. And the story ends there on this quite ambiguous note, with this trio about to enjoy a meal together. So that description might make it sound like a very abstract story, and it is. So what are we to make? What are readers to make of these reflections on time and memory? So frankly, I didn't think it was altogether satisfying. But going back to edit this review, so I originally reviewed this back in 2021, and at the time, but now now when I was sort of skimming back through it and reading little sections of it to remind myself of it, it actually made a bit more of an impact on me. And like the concept of it made more of an impact on me now than it did. Who knows? Maybe because I'm a little bit older and I've been sort of contemplating my own memories and things a bit more. But anyway, it is quite an oblique story and quite ambiguous, and a little kind of slippery and difficult to grasp. And even, you know, after trying to engage with it, I was left a little bit thinking, well, so what? I'm not really sure that this amounts to anything, particularly insightful. And the method of saying it isn't necessarily that engaging. But like I said, Bae Suah has a lot of fans. People are very passionate about her work. I'm always surprised Like I said, I've read 3 or 4 of her novels, and I was always surprised to, when you look at the other reviews on social media or, on wherever, and seeing people just raving. She seems to have a core group of fans that really respond to her work and connect with it. Sometimes I feel, I'm a little bit at sea reading the Bae Suah novels. But anyway, she's celebrated for being unconventional and praised even for becoming increasingly unconventional over her career. But the stories, sort of unconventional elements like the essay and then the short story, maybe didn't really amount to much for me, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think that there will be lots of readers who have the same response as me, but like I said, she does seem to inspire a passionate response in lots of people too. So, but anyway, I did at times think it seemed like a little bit like a little arbitrary, just a sort of collection of random elements. But anyway, if you haven't read it, please let me know, or if you're going to try it, and if you are a Bae Suah fan, what exactly is it that you like about her work? What am I missing about Bae Suah? And if you'd like me to review any more Bae Suah, like I said, I've read 3 or 4 of the novels, and just let me know, and I will try and do it sometime soon-ish. But anyway, thank you for watching another review, and take care, and hopefully I'll see you in another review shortly.